Welcome to tonight's game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Atlanta Hawks. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Mookie Blaylock. At guard, Stacey Augmon. At forward, Ken Norman. At forward, Grant Long. And at center, Christian Laettner. Starting at guard, Mookie Blaylock. And now it's game time. The Hawks control the tip. Blaylock crosses midcourt. Foul call. The Hawks first. Long brings it in. For three. Knocks down the three. Over to Augmon. Augmon with the ball. The pass to Long on the perimeter. No good. Welcome to tonight's game between the Boston Celtics and the Boston Celtics. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, David Wesley. At guard, D. Brown. At forward, Rick Fox. At forward, Dino Raja. And at center, Eric Montross. Starting at guard, David Wesley. At guard, D. Brown. At forward, Rick Fox. At forward, Dino Raja. And at center, Eric Montross. Here's the tip. The Celtics control. He draws the foul on Raja, his first. Brown to inbound. Skyjack by Fox. Fox on the dribble. Fox. Welcome to tonight's game between the Charlotte Hornets and the Charlotte Hornets. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Kenny Anderson. At guard, Glenn Rice. At forward, Scott Burrell. At forward, Larry Johnson. And at center, Matt Geiger. Starting at guard, Kenny Anderson. And here's the tip. The Hornets control the tip. Shot up. He misses it. Across midcourt comes Rice. Fires. Connects. Johnson to throw it in. Up the floor comes Rice. He glides to the glass. He stuffs it down. Burrell on the dribble. He skies. Look out. Rocket Love. Geiger to get it in. Welcome to tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and the Chicago Bulls. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Ron Harper. At guard, Scottie Pippen. At forward, Dennis Rodman. At forward, Tony Kukoc. And at center, Luke Longley. Starting at guard, Ron Harper. At guard, Scottie Pippen. At forward, Dennis Rodman. At forward, Tony Kukoc. And at center, Luke Longley. Here's the tip. Chicago controls the tip. Up the floor comes Kukoc. Stepping it away, Pippen. Denied. Welcome to tonight's game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Terrell Brandon. At guard, Dan Marley. At forward, Danny Ferry. At forward, Tyrone Hill. And at center, Brad Daugherty. Starting at guard, Terrell Brandon. At guard, Dan Marley. At forward, Danny Ferry. At forward, Tyrone Hill. And at center, Brad Daugherty. And now it's game time. The Cavaliers control. Across midcourt comes Hill. It's off. Up the floor comes Marley. Up with the shot. Won't go. Stolen by Daugherty. Welcome to tonight's game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Mavericks. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Jason Kidd. At guard, Jim Jackson. At forward, Jamal Mashburn. At forward, George McLeod. And at center, Cherokee Parks. Starting at guard, Jason Kidd. And here's the tip. The Mavericks control the tip. He draws the foul. Jackson to get it in. He stops and pops. He misses it. And a foul on Kidd. The Mavericks second. He shoots and scores. McLeod brings it in. Across midcourt comes Kidd. He skies. Swoosh! Kidd to end. Welcome to tonight's game between the Denver Nuggets and the Denver Nuggets. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. At guard, Bryant Stiff. At forward, Reggie Williams. At forward, Antonio McNichols. And at center, Dikembe Mutombo. Starting at guard, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. And now it's game time. The Nuggets control. McNichols crosses midcourt. Raises and fires. Mutombo with a rebuke, a rebuff, a denial. The three won't go. He flicks a three. It's off. Up the floor comes Abdul-Rauf. Nothing but white lace. Williams to throw it in. Flares a pass to Stiff. Across midcourt comes Stiff. Welcome to tonight's game between the Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Pistons. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Lindsey Hunter. At guard, Allen Houston. At forward, Grant Hill. At forward, Otis Thorpe. And at center, Terry Mills. Starting at guard, Lindsey Hunter. Here's the tip. Detroit controls the tip. Backcourt violation. Jabbed away. Picked off by Houston. Hunter. Hunter brings the ball out on the dribble. And a foul's called. Hunter to bring the ball in. Houston. Hunter. Hill. He powers up. He powers it home. Mills will inbound. Welcome to tonight's game between the Golden State Warriors and the Golden State Warriors. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, B.J. Armstrong. At guard, Latrell Sprewell. At forward, Chris Mullin. At forward, Joe Smith. And at center, Kevin Willis. Starting at guard, B.J. Armstrong. And now it's game time. The Warriors control. Feeds Armstrong. Smith. Armstrong ahead. Mullin. Foul called on Willis. The Warriors first. Gets it to Smith on the perimeter. Smith controls the ball. Smith cuts him off. Shot clock running out. Smith brings the ball out on the dribble. A running shovel shot. Flying chickens in a barnyard. Welcome to tonight's game between the Houston Rockets and the Houston Rockets. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Sam Cassell. At guard, Clyde Drexler. At forward, Mario Elie. At forward, Robert Horry. And at center, Hakeem Olajuwon. Starting at guard, Sam Cassell. At guard, Clyde Drexler. And here's the tip. The Rockets control the tip. Cassell crosses midcourt. The ball stripped away. Olajuwon on the dribble. Hacked away. Stripped away by Olajuwon. Backcourt. Olajuwon to get it in. Cassell. Here comes Cassell. Shadowed by Cassell. Horry. Cassell. Cassell with the ball. Wires a pass to Drexler. Drexler controls the ball. Shot clock running out. Foul called. This one on Cassell. His first. Welcome to tonight's game between the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Pacers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Mark Jackson. At guard, Reggie Miller. At forward, Derek McKee. At forward, Dale Davis. And at center, Rick Smits. Starting at guard, Mark Jackson. At guard, Reggie Miller. Here's the tip. Indiana controls the tip. Denied. Smith controls the ball. He flicks a three. Jackson for the tray. Flips it to Davis. Davis on the dribble. He lays it home. Welcome to tonight's game between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Pooh Richardson. At guard, Brent Barry. At forward, Rodney Rogers. At forward, Loy Vaught. And at center, Brian Williams. Starting at guard, Pooh Richardson. At guard, Brent Barry. At forward, Rodney Rogers. At forward, Loy Vaught. And now it's game time. The Clippers control the tip. Williams brings the ball out on the dribble. Picked up by Rogers. He draws the foul. The Clippers first. Swish! Vaught from the line. It's good. Rogers brings it in. Across midcourt comes Barry. The lay-in and in. Barry to inbound. Welcome to tonight's game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Nick Van Exel. At guard, Eddie Jones. At forward, Cedric Ceballos. At forward, Eldon Campbell. And at center, Vlade Divac. Starting at guard, Nick Van Exel. At guard, Eddie Jones. At forward, Cedric Ceballos. Here's the tip. The Lakers control. Van Exel controls the ball. He bunts. He shoots. He misses it. Oh, baby, you gotta love this game. Ceballos with the ball. Covered by Ceballos. He lets it go and scores it. Ceballos will inbound. Welcome to tonight's game between the Miami Heat and the Miami Heat. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Tim Hardaway. At guard, Sasha Danilovic. At forward, Walt Williams. At forward, Kurt Thomas. And at center, Alonzo Mourning. Starting at guard, Tim Hardaway. At guard, Sasha Danilovic. And here's the tip. Miami controls the tip. Thomas crosses midcourt. Shot up. Grab. Up the floor comes Thomas. Danilovic on the dribble under the guard of Danilovic. Won't go. We have a foul called on Williams. The Heat first. Williams to throw it in. Up with the shot and hits. Williams will inbound. Up the floor come the Heat. Offensive charge, Danilovic. Welcome to tonight's game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Lee Mayberry. At guard, Sherman Douglas. At forward, Glenn Robinson. At forward, Terry Cummings. And at center, Vin Baker. Starting at guard, Lee Mayberry. At guard, Sherman Douglas. At forward, Glenn Robinson. At forward, Terry Cummings. Here's the tip. The Bucks control. Across midcourt comes Cummings. 15-footer. Nothing but white lace. Baker to get it in. Here comes Cummings. Cummings on him like the villagers after Karloff. Welcome to tonight's game between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Terry Porter. At guard, Isaiah Ryder. At forward, Mark Davis. At forward, Tom Gugliotta. And at center, Andrew Lang. Starting at guard, Terry Porter. And now it's game time. The Timberwolves control the tip. Ryder crosses midcourt. The jumper refused. Across midcourt comes Ryder. Davis up court and forces one down in traffic. Ryder moves it ahead. Welcome to tonight's game between the New Jersey Nets and the New Jersey Nets. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Chris Childs. At guard, Kendall Gill. At forward, Ed O'Bannon. At forward, Armand Gilliam. And at center, Sean Bradley. And here's the tip. New Jersey controls the tip. Bradley brings the ball out on the dribble. Foul call. He stops and pops. Splash! Up the floor comes Gill. 15-footer. Swish! Bradley brings it in. Gill with the ball. He skies. It's good. Welcome to tonight's game between the New York Knicks and the New York Knicks. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Derek Harper. At guard, Hubert Davis. At forward, Anthony Mason. At forward, Charles Oakley. And at center, Patrick Ewing. Starting at guard, Derek Harper. Here's the tip. The Knicks control the tip. Across midcourt comes Oakley. Fires. No good. Here comes Ewing. Into the air to the glass. Oh, baby. Out of bounds. Davis to bring the ball in. Welcome to tonight's game between the Orlando Magic and the Orlando Magic. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Anthony Hardaway. At guard, Nick Anderson. At forward, Dennis Scott. At forward, Horace Grant. And at center, John Koncak. Starting at guard, Anthony Hardaway. And here's the tip. The Magic control. Anderson crosses midcourt. Poked away. Skyjack by Hardaway. Foul called on Hardaway. The Magic first. Jumper on the way. A deuce. Grant to throw it in. Hardaway up court. Welcome to tonight's game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Vernon Maxwell. At guard, Jerry Stackhouse. At forward, Clarence Weatherspoon. At forward, Ed Pinckney. And at center, Derek Coleman. Starting at guard, Vernon Maxwell. At guard, Jerry Stackhouse. At forward, Clarence Weatherspoon. At forward, Ed Pinckney. And at center, Derek Coleman. And now it's game time. Philadelphia controls the tip. Expunged by Coleman. Up the floor comes Maxwell. Weatherspoon on the dribble. Shot clock running out. Picked off by Weatherspoon. And a foul's called. Weatherspoon brings it in. He powers up. Jammer. Coleman. Welcome to tonight's game between the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Suns. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Kevin Johnson. At guard, Wesley Person. At forward, Michael Finley. At forward, Danny Manning. And at center, Wayman Tisdale. Starting at guard, Kevin Johnson. At guard, Wesley Person. At forward, Michael Finley. And here's the tip. The Suns control. Over and back. Tisdale to get it in. Up with the shot. Erased. Foul called. This one on Finley. His first. Person on the perimeter. Johnson on the perimeter. Person on the perimeter. He draws the foul. Out of bounds. Possession, Phoenix. Over to Johnson. Finley. Welcome to tonight's game between the Portland Trailblazers and the Portland Trailblazers. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Rod Strickland. At guard, Harvey Grant. At forward, Clifford Robinson. At forward, Buck Williams. And at center, Chris Dudley. Starting at guard, Rod Strickland. At guard, Harvey Grant. At forward, Clifford Robinson. Here's the tip. The Blazers control the tip. And a foul's call. Strickland will inbound. Robinson brings the ball out on the dribble. Robinson on him like Cagney with half a grapefruit. It's off. Foul call. Strickland to inbound. Grant on the dribble. Into the air to the glass. He slams it home. Robinson brings it in. Across midcourt comes Grant. Welcome to tonight's game between the Sacramento Kings and the Sacramento Kings. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Tyus Edney. At guard, Mitch Richmond. At forward, Billy Owens. At forward, Michael Smith. And at center, Olden Polynice. Starting at guard, Tyus Edney. At guard, Mitch Richmond. At forward, Billy Owens. And now it's game time. Sacramento controls the tip. He shoots. Won't go. Great googly moogly. Owens to bring the ball in. Fires. He nailed it. Welcome to tonight's game between the San Antonio Spurs and the San Antonio Spurs. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Avery Johnson. At guard, Benny Del Negro. At forward, Sean Elliott. At forward, Charles Smith. And at center, David Robinson. Starting at guard, Avery Johnson. Here's the tip. The Spurs control the tip. Stepping in the way, Del Negro. Johnson controls the ball. Flips it to Elliott. Wheels it to Johnson on the perimeter. The pass picked off. To Smith. Up the floor come the Spurs. He takes it back across the midcourt line, and that's a no-no. Elliott crosses midcourt. Jumper on the way. He nails that baby. Across midcourt comes Del Negro. Welcome to tonight's game between the Seattle Supersonics and the Seattle Supersonics. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Gary Payton. At guard, Hersey Hawkins. At forward, Detlef Schrempf. And here's the tip. The Sonics control. Payton with the ball. And a foul on Payton. The Sonics first. Payton to get it in. Hawkins brings the ball out on the dribble. The jumper? Nothing but white lace. Hawkins brings it in. Rebuke by Schrempf. Welcome to tonight's game between the Toronto Raptors and the Toronto Raptors. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Damon Stoudemire. At guard, Doug Christie. At forward, Tracy Murray. At forward, Carlos Rogers. And at center, Sharon Wright. Starting at guard, Damon Stoudemire. At guard, Doug Christie. At forward, Tracy Murray. At forward, Carlos Rogers. And at center, Sharon Wright. And now it's game time. Toronto controls the tip. Intercepted by Stoudemire. Stoudemire controls the ball. Foul called on Stoudemire. The Raptors first. Christie. Stoudemire. A running shuttle shot. No one do the voodoo like you do. The ball goes out. Possession, Toronto. The three. A three ball. Bang a gong. Get it on. Murray to inbound. Christie on the dribble. Welcome to tonight's game between the Utah Jazz and the Utah Jazz. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, John Stockton. At guard, Jeff Hornacek. At forward, David Benoit. Here's the tip. The Jazz control. Here comes Hornacek. Benoit on him like a glove. Gives it to Benoit. He skies. He misses it. Malone crosses midcourt. Stripped away by Malone. Up the floor comes Benoit. 15-footer. Swish! Stockton will inbound. Welcome to tonight's game between the Vancouver Grizzlies and the Vancouver Grizzlies. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Greg Anthony. At guard, Blue Edwards. At forward, Doug Edwards. At forward, Anthony Avent. And at center, Bryant Reeves. Starting at guard, Greg Anthony. At guard, Blue Edwards. At forward, Doug Edwards. At forward, Anthony Avent. And at center, Bryant Reeves. And now it's game time. The Grizzlies control the tip. Jabbed away. He draws the foul. Avent to get it in. Ball knocked loose. Across midcourt comes Anthony. Avent in the paint. Score that baby! Welcome to tonight's game between the Washington Bullets and the Washington Bullets. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Robert Pack. At guard, Calvert Cheney. At forward, Juwan Howard. At forward, Chris Webber. And at center, George Mirasan. Starting at guard, Robert Pack. At guard, Calvert Cheney. At forward, Juwan Howard. And here's the tip. Washington controls the tip. Up the floor comes Pack. He stops and pops. Nothing but white lace. Mirasan to bring the ball in. Webber with the ball. Picked up by Webber. Howard on the dribble. No good. Offensive foul on. Welcome to tonight's game between the Eastern Conference All-Stars and the Western Conference All-Stars. I'm Kevin Calabro, the voice of NBA Full Court Press, and here are your starting lineups. Starting at guard, Anthony Hardaway. At guard, Reggie Miller. At forward, Grant Hill. At forward, Scottie Pippen. And at center, Patrick Ewing. Starting at guard, Jason Kidd. At guard, Clyde Drexler. At forward, Sean Kemp. At forward, Karl Malone. And at center, Hakeem Olajuwon. And here's the tip. The West controls the tip. Intercepted by Pippen. Here comes Miller. A pass picked off. The West brings the ball across midcourt. Jamma, baby. Miller brings the ball out on the dribble. Floats it up and in. Olajuwon will inbound.